Hello and welcome, SMITE fans, to the OPL SMITE Finals here at the CGPL, the Australia Technology Park in Sydney, Australia. I am Husey. Joining me on the commentary desk for this event is the one and only Timmy. Timmy, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling really excited about this. Last time we were at a LAN event was all the way back in 2015 at PAX, where we saw the roster, sort of same roster of Pandamonium under the banners of Avant-Garde, take on the Direwolves and eventually go on to the World Championship. But now they're back here for the Split 1 final against Pandamonium. Not Tainted Minds.
So we're about to start picks and bans here, Timmy. A latest patch 3.6, some significant changes to some gods. Scylla receiving a hefty buff, as well as Apollo. Spectral Armor getting a change to its passive as well. What are you expected to see come out of these guys?
I'm expecting a lot less Odin, to be honest. And it saddens me a little bit just simply because Spectral Armor does get that change where you basically get the Ghost Walk, so you can walk through player deployables and also immune to body blocking. But also Odin's ultimate Ring of Spears has been put onto a longer cooldown. Another interesting thing is that Apollo has gotten a bit of a buff as well. A lot of the mana cost reduced onto his ultimate and his So Beautiful. So he could be seen a little bit more often than before. We got picks and bans coming up here at the moment. Just going to go ahead and see just where we're going to be starting off.
So I expect to see things like a Khepri and Guan Yu ban. Actually, we see our first ban,
there
Apollo, taken away by Team Pandamonium. They don't want Gruff to be playing that one. We actually saw in the SPL this week, Harrowin put that one in the mid lane with the change to Throwing Dagger, giving him a lot more clear, along with a reduced mana cost as well, makes him viable in that role. Unfortunately, Harrowin couldn't pull it through. Khepri, our next ban here.
No surprises there, Khepri. Just got to get rid of him. I'm expecting to see Guan Yu, Chiron and Athena either being banned out or picked up here. We only got 2 bans left over, so one of them I'm expecting to get picked up.
I wouldn't be surprised to see something like an Awilish ban as well. Rogue
Maybe.
Plays a lot of that, and it very much suits Pandemonium's team fighting playstyle. I wouldn't be surprised to see a Guan Yu banned away either. Just the healing on that, it's still ridiculous.
I would be surprised if he doesn't get banned out. There he is, right there.
Guan Yu taken away by Team Pandemonium. The time that so Team Pandemonium won all of their best of 3 sets during this split, but they did drop one game during the split to Tainted Minds. What happened in that game? Tainted Minds got rolling. They got iDivine in the solo lane fed with the Guan Yu. He was able just to heal them up. Their engagements, they were able to sustain well through the initial poke phase and things like that. So the Guan Yu being taken away is no surprise. Awilish now taken away by Tainted Minds. Something Rose played, I mean, about 95% of his games this year.
A little bit interesting there. We see a Bologna first pick with Athena and Chiron still on the table. What are your feelings about that?
I think with Bologna, it's a little bit of a flex pick because you can play jungle. Primarily, though, you want it in solo.
She's so strong.
I like it as well because it means that a lot of auto attackers are off the board for Tainted Minds, and that puts a lot of strain on Gruff. And I think Gruff is really the player to talk about on Tainted Minds. If he can come through, that's where Tainted Minds is going to roll from, because we know that Slicey's going to perform. We know iDivine's going to perform. We've seen Shred perform in big situations during the split. If Gruff can get rolling, though, that's when
the whole team follows him.
Exactly right.
Seeing the next bands coming out, Tainted Minds still has the choice here. Going to pick up their first 2 gods of the game so far. A little bit of a hesitation. Sobek and Scylla are going to get picked up. Double S.
I really like this. So Sobek can go either support or in the solo lane, and it takes away from Sporks as well. Sporks played a lot of Sobek in the solo lane. Scylla, I love. She's buffed. She's OP. Let's be real.
I'm glad she's back. I love her.
The best in that Eager versus Saw set was incredible. He went 18-2 and something. Who cares about assists? He went 18-2 on Scylla in the second game, and he didn't die in the first game. It's just so much power able to come out of the little Terra. For Team Pandemonium, Isis and get picked up, so Chiron's still not touched.
No, Chiron's still not in touch. I am happy, though, that Isis finally picked up. I think she's been a little bit undervalued throughout the split so far, but she's just so strong. She's got early wave clear, late game burst damage, and the objective secure from the Circle Protection is phenomenal.
All right, option with Tainted Minds here before we head to the second stage of banning. Athena picked up as well. So Athena going to go into the support role, more than likely Sobek into the solo lane. You could flip that around, but I think I think it suits Tainted Minds a little bit better to put Sobek in the solo lane as well. It lets iDivine. iDivine can do more on Sobek than what he can do on Athena. It can output more damage, and then that's really the core of this team. And iDivine as well, only member of Tainted Minds with LAN experience, played on the big stage at PAX. Gruff was coaching there, but was not playing. On the side of Team Pandemonium, everyone except for Swaya has experience, so that experience cannot be undervalued. Thor now taken away by Tainted Minds, so looking to restrict a little bit what Ro will play. I expect that if it's not banned out, Humbats will be likely what he picks.
I would like to see a Humbats as well. Very strong in those team fights, just able to adapt to so many situations. And the other thing that I'm looking for is what kind of hunter Tainted Minds is going to pick up, because they've got the Geb in the support lane for Pandamonium. He can be very easily punished early on. Ram game banned out as well. Thing is, though, is that Athena, she can kind of go with anyone. She can go very farm-oriented, or she can go very aggressive. And with a Geb, you need to be very careful.
So Kylie now banned away by Tainted Minds, so they're definitely looking to pick on Rose Godpool in this game. 3 assassins banned away by Tainted Minds. But the Hunbats are still left. The thing is, though, I feel like Tainted Minds feel like we can deal with his Hunbats. His Awilix is super strong. We just don't want to deal with it. Thor, one of the best assassins in the game, one of the best initiates in the game. Kali,
there he is. Oh, hang on.
Pandamonium banned away Hunbats. They're looking to flip the script here and take away from Shred's Godpool. So Shred, be very interested to see what he plays in this game.
It is going to be interesting. I'm wondering, I'm just being hairballs, what if it's Ro on Bologna?
As I said, it could be a Bologna flex pick into the jungle. You need, and it can work. And we've seen it work before. Fenrir picked up by Tainted Minds, so that'll be going towards Shred in the jungle. Could be Bologna jungle. I would be iffy on it. I would say no. I think there's still better options on the table than Bologna. I think Bologna still works in the solo lane better than she does in the jungle.
Oh, definitely.
But if anyone can pull it off in OCE, it's Ro. Waiting for Team Pandemonium's final picks here now. Last 2, and then it'll be Tainted Minds' last pick. Just waiting for him to pop up. So they still need an ADC, and they still need their jungler. Hou-Yi and Naja
there we go.
picked up.
I like Hou-Yi. Hou-Yi is incredibly strong. He's very strong throughout the early game and also very strong throughout the late game. Not so much as a hyper carry or hyper aggressive early. He's just good all around. And his Sunbreaker is so strong. And we see the On-Her game picked up for Tainted Minds as their last pick.
I like the On-Her pickup. Gets them a lot of pressure in the early game, allowing Scylla to come online. Even though Scylla, she gets online earlier now, that just means it takes more pressure off the On-Her. So we're going to go ahead and get into game here very shortly, folks. Team Pandemonium up against Tainted Minds in the first game of this Best of 5 series here at the CGPL event at Australia Technology Park in Sydney, Australia. Timmy, I think we saw the crowd reaction before. Tainted Minds definitely the crowd favorite. I think, though, if you were forced to put money on it, I think a lot of people will be picking Pandemonium in this set.
Pandemonium definitely do have the history. They do have the experience, and they're the safe bets. But Tainted Minds, like you said, they're the crowd favorite. Everyone wants to see them win. Everyone wants to see them perform so well. We've got a lovely audience here live at the Australian Technology Park in Sydney, as we are here live at the moment, just waiting to go into the game. We are going to just have to wait just a tiny, tiny little bit as we get in. But, Hughesy, what's on the line here? What's the difference between first place and second place here?
So the prize pool for the entire first split of the SMITE OPL is $10,000. Now, all of that, some of that's been broken up between the 3rd through 6th place teams. But what's on the line here is $6,000 for first place, $2,500 for second place. Now, to an international audience, that might not sound like much, but in terms of OCE esports, that's a nice little bit to take away with, especially for something that was essentially a 5-week competition. And we still got more to go. The entire prize pool for SMITE OCE this year is $100,000.
Yeah, that is absolutely phenomenal. I believe PAX last year was
65,000?
65,000, which I think broke OCE history for any game.
Yes, I think it did. I think that was the big selling point there for PAX. And also on the line for that was a trip to Worlds. Now, nothing like that on the line here. No trip to DreamHack for any of these teams.
No.
Not yet. Anyway, maybe we'll see something later in the year along
China.
those lines. But, we've got Split 2 and Split 3 after this one. And so what's on the line is who's going to be the regional champion until then. And at the moment, Team Pandemonium is the one defending that title.
It really is. And the bottom 4 teams that haven't made it to the lands today, they will be fine next week, I believe, in the relegations against the top 4 Challenger Cup teams, and the winners of those will end up being the new OPL teams for the next split.
Yeah, so there's plenty of SMITE still to come on CGTV_SMITE. As we said, folks, we're going to be heading into game very, very shortly. Team Pandemonium up against Tainted Minds. So let's talk about a little bit of the history during the split of these two teams. Team Pandemonium, as we mentioned earlier, ran through the split essentially unchecked, winning every single game, bar one, which they lost to Tainted Minds, but still coming out with match results, winning all of them. Tainted Minds won all of their matches, dropped a game to Direwolves, dropped 2 games, obviously, to Team Pandemonium, but otherwise a very, very clean split for them as well.
I just want to make the emphasis of they beat the roster of Pandemonium. The only, like, they took a game off of them. The only time that ever happened was when Direwolves took a game off them in the Invitational ladder.
Almost a year ago now.
Yeah, so they are basically the untouchables, and I believe we were casting that game when that happened, and you said, gods can bleed.
And that's I think that game, taking away from Pandemonium, was super important for Tainted Minds coming into this event, because they know we can beat them.
They can do it. They got the confidence.
We can team comp correctly. We can rotate correctly. We can do all the things. You know, these guys, they're just humans like us. They're not unbeatable robots. We can do this, and I think that's going to be have to be their mentality going into this one. Is we can do this.
Yeah, I was talking with them a little bit earlier before. They're confident, but they're not cocky, which is the exactly perfect mindset that you have to be. You have to respect your opponents, but also believe in yourself, because he who says he can't, he who says he can are both usually right.
Exactly right. So, in terms of things with our picks and bans here, Timmy, last time Subfloor played Hou-Yi in a competitive setting, it was at PAX Regional Finals, and he did a phenomenal job there, picked up a quadra kill, and basically ran rampant through the Direwolves roster.
Well, that's what Hou-Yi does. He just kills everyone. If he gets far enough ahead, his just base wellness? What's a better word for it? Like, if he gets ahead, he just goes hard, and you cannot stop him, because that mark of the Golden Crow, it does more damage the lower health you are, plus it gives you extra penetration. What more do you want?
Exactly right.
More attack speed.
So, as well as that, I think with a couple of the map changes, his ricochets, it's taken people a little while to figure out the exact angles that they need to get those ricochets.
We're in game, man.
Hey, we finally made it here, so we can see on your screen, folks, Team Pandemonium up against Tainted Minds. We started the game off here a little bit, but let's go ahead and introduce the team. So, on the left side of your spectator UI, under the blue health bars, we have got Team Pandemonium. Sporks is the solo. Oh, first blood! Picked up by Ochita onto Shred over in the mid lane. Solo lane, we can see Sporks Divine battling it out. But let's continue on with our introductions, Timmy, as there's a boxing match going on over in the duo lane. On the left side of your spectator UI, we have Team Pandemonium in the blue health bars. In the solo lane, we have got Sporks on Bologna, Rowe on Naja in the jungle, Ochita on Isis in the mid lane, Swayer as Geb in the jungle, and Subfloor as Hou-Yi as the AD carry.
And on the right side of your spectator UI, top side of the mini-map, we've got Tainted Minds. Divine is the Sobak in the solo lane. Shred run around the jungle as the Fenrir. Slicey on the newly buffed Scylla in the mid lane. And your dual lane is comprised of Tomolomu and Gruff as Athena and On Her.
All right, so looking at our first blood, we can see it was Ochita managing to link up with Rowe and pick on Shred. That's pretty much Team Pandemonium's game plan, is Rowe and Ochita combining for some kills. Usually Swayer rotates in there starting around the 5-minute mark. Spork starts getting in there, you know, eventually once he starts to get a little bit fed. This is tough for Tainted Minds as well, because what their game plan needs to be is gank the solo lane, get Divine ahead.
Well, I don't think it's that bad for Shred. Like, yes, it's bad he got first spotted, but looking at his build, he's got the Promise Mask and the Tier 1 boots, so he didn't go for the red pot start. He still has a safe early game, whereas Road has. So that could be a big consideration as to why he got first blooded. We didn't actually catch that one, so we're not too sure why. But they need to try and keep an eye on Rowe, because he does play very aggressively, and if you let him do it, he will take you.
All right, we can see Swayer forced to burn his Geb shield there. Gruff and Tomolomu getting a lot of the wave pressure here. Both ADCs starting off with the throwing dagger start here, so we could definitely see the effects of the recent buff to that item.
I hate throwing dagger. It just puts ADCs everywhere on the map, and it's just, you either build throwing dagger or you lose.
Look at Sporks, he's just taken away the top right-hand side boards from Divine. So Pandemonium, they've come in here with a game plan as well. They know Divine can be the hard carry of Tainted Minds, and they're just making sure he gets behind early. We can already see there's a 500 gold deficit between the solo laners.
Yeah, that's pretty large, and we actually see a very early Gold Fury attempt coming from Pandemonium.
They've got vision, they've got the Ice Assault, they should be able to burn through this one. Tomolomu, the only one in the area, he doesn't spot that one out. Ice Assault popped early, but it doesn't matter. No one from Tainted Minds is in the area. Pandemonium steals a Gold Fury.
Now, Gold Fury this early on does not give you all that much. It does give you something, which is great, and it is enough to really put an impact onto the game. So it's better to give it to them now and not later. But I was not expecting them to do that quickly.
Alrighty, let's take a look at our mid laners here. Slicey still has his purple pot running, got Boots 2 online now. A bit surprised he didn't go the Soulstone style. That's what we saw the best doing between Eager and Saw.
I think he just wants to go for the Vampiric Shroud just to be a little bit more safe because he is up against Ochita. They lost Shred in that early fight. He needs to try and be safe. We see Tomolomu also supporting the mid laner as well here, just trying to hold his hand a little bit. Like you said, does have that purple pot, so if he does die, it's pretty much game over.
So that dash there, I really liked because what he was looking to do was bait out the Stone Shield from Swayer as well as build up his own passive. Divine there, pluck his Sporks. Sporks not going to really worry about that too much. Tail whipped out of the Bludgeon.
Yeah, the Tail Whip is a pretty hard counter to the Bludgeon. During the wave clear, it's not going to be all that big a deal because they're going to be inside of each other's waves, so no big deal there. We see a bit of a rotation coming in towards the mid lane. Not a huge amount coming on right now, just a little bit of zoning. Sporks actually getting plucked once again. Idefine really wants to fight him. I don't think he can do it.
Divine's pretty low on mana here as well. Does have his blue buff ticking, so he should be able to sustain up quite a lot. He's got his ultimate as well, which will regen a lot of his mana if he needs to use it. Yes,
and I'm looking though at Sporks' Death's Toll. Death's Toll and Bologna, it's such great healing. And the Mark of the Vanguard on Sporks, not on Sporks, on Idefine, means that he does want to be very aggressive, but he needs to pluck him while he still has minions. He can't let him use the Bludgeon, otherwise that Mark of the Vanguard is just going to do absolutely nothing.
I like that rotation there from Subfloor. He clears out his lane, goes and checks the red buff, sees stuff, puts some vision in the area as well so that Ochita and Ro can rotate there when they need to take that away.
It also just, keeps everyone on edge. Hey guys, Subfloor's left the lane. I don't know where he's gone. All right, everyone just has to kind of play back a little bit, and that allows Ro to just kind of invade a little bit more often. So he's clearing out his own blue buff there for Sporks. See, Idefine quite low. Bludgeon got to deal a lot of damage.
Solo there. Sporks takes down Idefine. Eagles rally and Bludgeon enough to pick him up. 2-0 reads the scoreline between these teams.
That's pretty grim looking. I mean, like you said before, there was already how much gold deficit between the solo laners?
Well, let's take a look at the graphs here. We can see that there's a 3,200 XP, 2,600 gold difference, just a straight uptrend there for the boys on Team Pandamonium. So very, very, very positive signs for this team right now.
And it's only 6 minutes in. Like, that's a big lead this early on. You can really feel that.
Alrighty. Looking back now towards Ro. He's looking towards the duo lane here. Gruff does have a ward there, so he'll spot him out. Gruff now immediately retreats to his tower. Back towards the solo lane. Sporks just having his way, essentially, at the moment. Ro around this red buff. They've got vision on it. So Tainted Minds can look to contest this. Actually looks like Tomolomu's getting collapsed on here. There is the Naja ultimate up in the air. He goes. Isis ultimate down as well. There's the Sun Swell. That looks like one dead Athena to be. Subfloor picks it up with the Suns there. 3-0 reads the score. Shred now chasing down Team Pandamonium, but Pandamonium can look to fight here. It's a 4-on-3 situation. And now Tainted Minds are all spread out. I
think Slicey was a little bit hot off the trigger there, using the I'm Monster just a little bit too early. If you try and hit a Naja as he's coming out of his ultimate, he does still have immunity frames while you can see him on the ground, so no damage was applied there. Another Armillary Sash going on to Shred. Nice ring toss.
Yes, Slicey takes a hell of a lot of damage there. Forced User Sentinel to run away. And Team Pandemonium just controlling the map completely here, taking what they want from Tainted Minds. Definitely not the way the boys with the zombie brains wanted to start this one.
No, and that's going to be a really big, emphasis on towards the next games, because if they just get shut down completely in this game, it's going to put them in a bad mood, and it may put them a little bit on tilt.
All right, solo lane. You can see Idefine 2 levels behind Sporks here. This is definitely not the way that Tainted Minds want this game to be going. I mean, obviously with the golden XP difference is not fantastic as well. But as well, the fact that Divine is behind 1,000 gold
already,
that's horrendous.
It absolutely is horrendous.
And that's a third of his team's gold deficit.
And you're up against a Bologna who will eventually just full-on clear out the wave and then just annihilate you. There's not much that Sobek can really do unless Sobek is really far ahead. He needs Shred to come around and just get rid of Sporks, but I don't know if he can.
All right, Gold Fury about to spawn here. Actually, it just does come back. Shred is going to be able to see that it's respawning. They've got vision on it at the moment, so they will be able to contest this one. I don't think Team Pandemonium is going to be able to sneak it again. They spot out Road there, who's clearing out some wards. Doesn't have anyone in support of him, so if they look to attack him here, they should be able to pick up the kill, but rather than committing on it, they're just going to take away vision, keep their own presence known here. But that was a bait by Team Pandemonium. They've got some more Sentry Wards in their own kits. They're going to clear out the vision on this Gold Fury now and look to fight here. Shred hanging around the jungle, looking to pick on Ro. Oh, misses the artillery sash. Does Ro. Gruff at about 3/4 health here. Ochita, sub 4, clearing out this ward as well. All of Tainted Minds is here, looking to contest this Gold Fury. Sporks just quite happy with the situation, going to take his own blue buff and look to clear out the mid wave here.
I don't like this from Tainted Minds. We see iDivine's already gone back. Slicey was kind of looking like he wanted to go back, and Sporks is still on the right-hand side, able to just push up and pressure that wave just as much as he wants, pressure that tower, and that can really force the hand of Tainted Minds.
All right, Gold Fury started up here by Team Pandemonium. Ochita is in the mid lane with Sporks. So,
they see it.
Tainted Minds, they spot this one out. Shred and Tomolomu here. Divine slices as well. Gruff rotating back in from the dual lane. Tomolomu darts in. There's a taunt onto Robot. Tomolomu immediately stunned out. There is the Naja ultimate. There is also the Ima Monster. Does a lot of damage, but Ochita picks up a kill onto Tomolomu. Sub-4 picks up Shred. Divine dashing away, but he's extremely low as well. Gruff in the wall lane looking for Sub-4. Picks him up with a Desert Fury, and now iDivine is here. But Sporks is here as well. Bludgeon looking for iDivine, but Ochita slams him down with a Spirit Ball. Gruff boxing Ro, but it's not a situation he wants to be in, as the rest of Pandas are here as well. Gruff running away. Ochita trying to get the kill, but he's too low health to commit onto anything. A big win there for Pandemonium. They picked up the Gold Fury. They picked up the kills. Tainted Minds, though, managed to get some blood of their own.
They did manage to get a little bit of blood. They gained a little bit of traction, but the slash line is 6-1. Can we take a look at the graphs? I just want to see how far. Yeah, Pandemonium are pretty much in the driver's seat at this one. Over 6,500 XP and 5,000 gold in their pockets.
Can we take a look at player damage here? I really want to see how much work Ochita's Isis has been doing. I expect... So Sporks at the top. So Ochita not doing as much as I thought he would, but everyone on the side of Team Pandemonium relatively high. The number that I'm concerned about there is the 614 damage from Shred on the Fenrir.
Yeah, so he did get first blooded at the very beginning, very early as well, before 1 minute, but he hasn't been a factor. Fenrir is a very aggressive early game god that Brutalize can really, well, brutalize.
Right, both of our ADCs here did go the throwing dagger start into Warrior Tarbai. There we saw a shift in builds here. We saw Sub-4 go for the Iqbal, looking to box out Gruff more, whereas Gruff went for the RC for some lifesteal and sustain. Timmy, how do you think that will affect a potential boxing situation? Especially, we can see Gruff's actually up in a level compared to Sub-4.
Well, I think Sub-4 will be perfectly fine, because if Swayer is around, he does have the Gab Shield available to him, so he can have a little bit of quote-unquote sustain for him, but Gruff in a 1v1 may be able to take out Sub-4. At that point, it's just going to come down to mechanics.
We can see here Windfire Wheels using Ro. There is the Ice Spirit Ball as well. Slicey not going to be able to get out of this one alive. Swayer picks up the kill. Sub-4 picks up the kill onto Shred. Absolutely shreds down Tainted Minds jungler with those Suns, and now Pandemonium looking to siege this tier 1 tower in the mid. All 5 members grouped up for this one. Sporks hiding behind a wall, potentially looking to catch someone out. No, he's just going to go in there and deal some damage. Divine trying to zone them away. Spirit Ball hits. There's the mark of the Golden Crow as well. Good taunt there from Tomolomu. Gets 2. Ochita flung back, but the pillar keeps him in place. Divine looking to go down here. Sporks picks him up with the Eagles Rally, and now he's looking for Tomolomu as well. There's the hammer. Doesn't picks it up with the Scourge, but the tier 1 tower falls, and now Pandemonium want war. They want Gruff. Spirit Ball doesn't connect. Gruff gets out of there alive, and now Pandemonium on the retreat, just looking to take what they can get and back away safely.
Yes, and we can see that Sporks still also has his teleport, so he can just go immediately back to the lane and start pressuring, just giving Tainted Minds no room to breathe. And taking a look at some of our builds here, we can see that Tomolomu is going into the Cloak of Concentration, maybe looking for a Spirit Robe?
Potentially. Look at Ro. Now, if there's any doubt about Pandemonium's playstyle...
Oh, they use CC like
this slash line should put that to rest. Ro and Ochita, part of all 8 kills, except for the solo kill Sporks got against iDivine.
Yeah,
and that's just Pandemonium's playstyle. Ro and Ochita linking up, forcing down enemies, forcing out objectives, helping their teammates get kills or picking them up themselves.
Yeah, Ro and Ochita are pretty much the legendary duo of the mid lane and the jungle. There's not a whole lot that you can really do to stop them unless you divide them.
Alrighty, Sporks now flung back, but he's going to be okay with this. Gets the bludgeon off into the creeps. Misses the final hit, however, as iDivine knocks him up, but Sporks firmly in control of this lane, 3 levels above, and 2,000 gold now at this point.
I'm really not feeling the mark of the Vanguard, even from the start. It's not a good situation to get it in, and it has not paid off at all. See, the mid-camps game picked up by Pandamonium.
Look at this experience difference, 9,300, or hovering around 9,000.
I don't want to look at it.
This is not good for Tainted Minds. 14 minutes of the game, 9-1 reads the scoreline as we pass that mark. Divine looking to pick up his blue buff here. Let's take a look at builds again here. I want to take a look at our mid builds in particular. We can see Slice's picked up the Doom Orb, and he's only died once, so it's not too bad of a pickup, but he did grab the boots first for some extra mobility. Ochita, and now I think this is really the key for why Shred hasn't got much damage off. He's gone into that Celestial Legion helm to give him some physical protection, some extra penetration, and extra magical power.
Yeah, it's such a good value. I believe it's the Dynasty plate helm.
Dynasty plate.
Celestial Legion helm is the anti-crit one, but it's just a good item. It's quite cheap, gives you penetration, power, and defense against physical. Is what you need. But he hasn't really been needed against Shred because, like we said, hasn't really been very much of a factor. Also gained Windblade here as well, maybe to try and stop the ring toss.
Yes, stops the slow on the ring toss, gives him some extra health, some extra mobility as well to help him with his rotations. Hasn't really capitalized on that bonus movement speed as of yet. We were talking about Tomalamu as well. He's got online that Spirit Robe, so some physical protection, magical protection, cooldown reduction, and as well as that, when you get CC'd, you get some damage reduction as well. So obviously he's been the target of a fair few of the engagements by Pandamonium.
Well, there's also a lot of CC on the side of Pandamonium. Like, everyone has a hard CC, and they use it regularly.
All right, Gold Fury again started up here by Team Pandamonium. Tainted Minds have spotted out, though. There's the weakening curse for Tomalomo. He's already half health, however. He's got no health online with his build. He runs into Swayer there and falls down to Rogue. Gruff jumping away, but Sporks is chasing him down. Idivine lurking in the waters, does some damage here, but it's not going to be enough. Spirit Ball connects. Idivine gets the triple bounce onto him from subfloor. He's about to fall down. If someone can find the last hit, Rogue gets another kill onto Gruff. Swayer picks up the kill onto Divine. Ochita gets down Slicey, but Shred picks up a kill onto Ro. A 4-for-1 trade there for Team Pandemonium, and they're looking immediately at the Gold Fury.
3 Gold Furies in 16 minutes. That's a feat in itself. It's only Shred and Tomalomu who does have the Defender of Olympus online. Shred is going to jump in. There goes the Defender of Olympus, but Shred is just destroyed.
He got shredded.
Yeah,
and now
yeah,
Tomalomu, he can't do anything. There's the shield wall there to, that's potentially his only steal. Not going to find it. Team Pandemonium takes their 3rd Gold Fury. Let's take a look at the graphs again to see the deficit. 12,000 experience, 9,000 gold.
It's looking a bit grim. There's only one tower also fallen.
Exactly, only one tower down,
Yeah.
and that's the lead.
All the rest of the towers is just money in the bank. It's just waiting for Pandemonium to try and take it up. See the player damage here now. Ro at the top of the charts with 8,300 player damage.
And Shred 1,100. Complete opposite
God.
ends of the spectrum from the junglers. And those are the two that need to be, that'll be the controllers in this one. Can we actually take a look at time spent dead? I want to see how long Shred spent in the fountain.
Yeah, that'd be pretty interesting. It's kind of like...
I think it'll be a while. So, Idivine
Idivine.
with the most followed by Shred. So Shred spent 1.5 minutes in the fountain. Idivine spent over 2 minutes.
Yeah, that's a lot of time of just simply not farming up and not getting the XP needed. Let's take a look at the builds. I mean, like, Idivine's got the starter item, the shoes, the breastplate, and trying to finish off what I'm assuming to be a Bulwark of Hope. But Sporks, he's got the starter item, he's got 3 items, and already starting on his 4th.
Yeah, so that could either be Breastplate of Valor or Hider the Nemean. I suspect Breastplate of Valor just because there's not that much. It could go either way actually with a Fenrir.
I would like to see Breastplate of Valor just because Onher's a bit more of an ability-based hunter, so you're going to see him using the Desert Furies a lot more often, as we have been seeing throughout these team fights.
Yeah, but as we go later in the game, he starts transitioning into more of an auto-attack-based god, as all ADCs naturally do. So I think it could go either way. I don't think you can go wrong necessarily with either of these because cooldown is always a value. So that Swayer blinks in, gets 2 men into Cataclysm. Gruff taken very low here. Good taunt from Tomalomo, keeps the ADC alive. Shred looking to get someone. He picks up Sporks. The Spirit Ball does so much damage to Shred, and the Circle of Protection is allowing Pandemonium to siege his tower. Sporks picks up Shred, and now Slicey is the target. Eagles rally directly onto 3 members. Ro picks up a kill. Ochino picks up another one. Tier 2 tower falls, and now Pandemonium are pressuring down this Phoenix.
They're already already at the Phoenix at 18 minutes. We wouldn't even be considering Fire Giant at this moment. Ro gained another kill. Now it's 4-1 and 11. They've got this Phoenix down to about half health. It looks like they're just going to finish it off. And are they going to end?
They're looking for it here. We can see those Shred going to be up in 8 seconds. Titan under attack here. It's at 11,000 health. Tomolomu looking to stop them here. Wingus going down. Titan's at about 3/4 health. Shred is up now. He's looking for blood. Lands onto Ro and just walks. Can he find Ro? Spirit Ball stops him in his tracks. Shred, is he going to fall down? No, he barely makes it alive, but Tomolomu is the target now. Manages to get back. And Plantronics Tainted Minds managed to save their Titan.
Quite good use of Sentry there by Ro, just trying to stop Shred from picking him off, trying to get out there alive. He wants to try and keep his KDA up as high as possible.
Yeah, so one thing that's interesting going into this match is that Slicey and Ro are tied for the most kills in the OPL. Slicey did have an extra set as Trident forfeited in the last week to Pandamonium, so they weren't able to get any more kills than that. But that's another thing that's on the line between these two teams.
Yeah, a bit of pride between these two players, Ro and Slicey. Although right now, Ro is ahead with a total of 60 kills. Slicey's still on 56.
Alrighty, let's take a look now. 18-2 reads the score as we are approaching the 20-minute mark. Shred taking down the Fire Elementals here. I don't think he's even looking at the Fire Giant. He does have a ward in hand, could look to ward this one up, but not even going to bother wasting a ward here as he knows that immediately Pandamonium will take it away. Ro looking to put down some damage, hits the ring toss. Oh my goodness, look at that damage.
That's just from a single ring toss, just bouncing between two people. And Shred has no protections. He's got a tiny bit of health from the Windblade, but not much else. I really do not like this Windblade pickup.
Versus 3, looking for this Phoenix Swayer, rolling out, just taunting in. Tandemine walks there, looking for Eye Divine. Ro looking for the kill there, doesn't find it. Shred it, jumps onto Ro, but the Stone Shield is good. Subfloor just focusing this Phoenix. Sporks taking a lot of damage. Eagles Rally over the top. Right hand side, Phoenix falls down. 2 Phoenixes down for Tainted Minds, and Pandamonium just going to back away and take that victory.
Spox was just tanking the Phoenix the entire time. He still got out alive. He did have to use the Eagles Rally.
Tier 2 tower falls down. Pandamonium on the attack again at 5 versus 3. Looking for this Phoenix Swayer, rolling out, just taunting in. Tandemine walks there, looking for Eye Divine. Ro looking for the kill there, doesn't find it. Shred it, jumps onto Ro, but the Stone Shield is good. Subfloor just focusing this Phoenix. Sporks taking a lot of damage. Eagles Rally over the top. Right hand side, Phoenix falls down. 2 Phoenixes down for Tainted Minds, and Pandamonium just going to back away and take that victory.
Spox was just tanking the Phoenix the entire time. He still got out alive. He did have to use the Eagles Rally, but that is on a pretty short cooldown. But Spox is level 19. Eye Divine's 15.
Eye Divine ducking in there. There's the Defender of Abyss. They're looking to pick up a kill while Pandamonium have some abilities down. Ro takes a lot of damage to the Stone Shield though. Keeps him alive. Winged Curse comes down. There's the Desert Fury. Shred looking for Ro, but Ochida picks up Gruff. Shred does get Ro, but he might fall down for his efforts as Subfloor picks him up. Ochida picks up Eye Divine in a double kill. Tomolomu can't defend here. He's running away from Swayer and Ochida. Sporks, Subfloor alive. Still the Titan is at 50% HP for Tainted Minds. This is looking grim for them.
It is looking absolutely grim. I mean, if you have a Sunbreaker on Subfloor, you could just go in. Look at the damage that the Armor Monster did. Spox just ran right through it.
If he could spam laugh, he would be Titan under 50% HP. There's a circle of protection down. Titan at 25% health. Team Pandamonium take game number 1 in this best of 5 series.
Taking game number 1 with confidence as well. That slash line was, what, 23-3?
It was a lot. Let's just put it
it was a lot and not much.
I don't think Tainted Minds need to be reminded of how that one went. But what you need to do here, regather your thoughts, have a drink, team discussion. What do we do wrong? What do we do right? You know, there were some positive signs in there. You know, Shred, after a slow start, managed to get back in there. Slicey got some damage down early, but late game was just not effective because he couldn't get fed. Gruff was ahead of Subfloor at some point.
He was. He was very confident in that lane. I think one thing that Tainted Minds need to try and look at is not ban out so many assassins to take out Ro, because he's just going to pick something anyway.
And you're taking away from your own junglers as well.
You know, I do not think that Shred was very confident, very comfortable on the Fenrir in the jungle. Maybe try and, you know, don't keep a Thor. Thor needs to go. Just absolutely. Maybe try and keep the Humbats on the table.
All right, we're going to go to a short break here, folks. Then we'll be back with game number 2 between Team Pandamonium and Tainted Minds.